name is Winston Goodfellow. Today we're going to be driving a 275 GTB Competizione, or GTBC as the guys like to say. But I've never driven a Competizione. It's been kind of on my hit list of stuff that I've wanted to do. And so needless to say, I'm definitely looking forward to this.
Ready for the 35th running of the 24-hour Le Mans auto race with an international field of the top drivers and the fastest
machines. This is one of the 12 second series GTBCs. What makes this car so special is it won its class at Le Mans in 67. Then it was going to race in 68, and there was a DNS. It DNF'd at 69, so it basically was at Le Mans 3 years. Not only did the car win its class at Le Mans, it also won it at Spa and Imola, so the car definitely has some good history behind it. But the real outstanding feature of the car is the fact that it placed 11th overall and won its class in 67. And that was a year Ferrari was having problems because the Ford Onslaught was going. A little bit on the Scuderia Filipinetti is there were basically 4 factory-backed, in quotes, teams. They were normally the distributor for the country. Filipinetti, if you want to look at him, I'd almost say he was like Switzerland's version of a Roger Penske. And so the guy was totally into it. He lived in a castle. He always dressed very stylishly. He was in a suit when he was at the pits. He threw lavish parties. Carroll Shelby thought the world of him. Paul Frere thought the world of him. He was a very generous guy. He liked to recognize up-and-coming talent, for instance, Joe Sifford, and there were others. He's really, really an interesting character. And so with something like this, not only do you get a car, but you also get this expansive history that comes with it. So this is where history gets a little nutty. The car raced at Le Mans in 69, and it came in for an oil refill, but it came in too early, so it was disqualified from the race. That was the end of its competition career. Then it went over to the US, went through a handful of early collectors in the 70s and such. Then in the early 80s, it was involved in a warehouse fire that severely damaged the body, but underneath, engine, transmission, transaxle, chassis, most importantly, were all fine. So after going through some more owners, it was sent over to a Carrozzeria Brandoli in Modena, and it was done beautifully. It's currently had its Red Book certification by Ferrari. They recognize the work that Brandoli did. It's got the original engine, transmission. Chassis, for me, is particularly important.
The thing that I love about this car is it's so friggin' analog. There's no digital interpretation. And then you have the bellow of God when you get on this thing. Even this drives differently than a 4-cam, which drives differently than, say, a Nart Spider, which drives differently from your standard 2-cam. It's really something. But then you combine all that with the competition history this thing has. Listen. And just the way the whole experience permeates your body is just friggin' insane. It just makes it something really kind of special. If you want to do, for instance, the Copper State or the Tourado or something like that, and that's where you feel its GT car roots. The seat's comfortable. I have enough area here where I don't feel cramped or anything like that. This gearbox is just like, when this thing is warm, it's unbelievable. Because it's slick, it's precise, but it doesn't require that much effort. There we go, noise. There's a suppleness and a lightness to the steering where it's not heavy like you have in a Daytona. And so in that way, there's some of this civility to it. But yet, you know, it's just like you want to get on it. It's just, okay, we press the accelerator and away we go, and you hear all that. And then all the sensations you get they're immediately amped up, and so they're bombarding you in a much, much quicker fashion than if you're just kind of taking it nice and sedate. It's just brilliant. When you're hard on it, you hear that guttural growl, and Ferrari was really the master of that type of auditory bombardment. It's really brilliant. That's why you get these things. Nothing else does that.